Welcome back, everybody. We are diving into the next video, the Barack Obama Presidency, part one of two parts. Vocabulary for the day, a number here, so read through those to know them and then move on. Let's begin our look into the presidency of Barack Obama, and importantly, is immediately the election of 2008. And the most significant aspect of that is this is the first time the United States has elected a black president in its history. Very significant indeed, and he has some challenges in front of him immediately. But before we get to those, some other items that occur and happen. Appointments. Hillary Clinton is appointed Secretary of State. Hillary Clinton, the former First Lady, while George Clinton was President of the U.S., and she has a number of political accomplishments in her career, and this will be the next in her career. Secretary of State being a very high-ranking position in politics. Additionally, Barack Obama has the opportunity to name a couple of Supreme Court justices, and he does that. Both women, and he also puts into the Supreme. One of those is Sonia Sotomayor, and that is the first Hispanic to serve as a justice. In 2011, Osama bin Laden is killed. As for from a foreign policy perspective, this was a victory for Barack Obama. This is a victory, if you will, for the war on terror. And it's important to note that the mission that achieved this, that took him out, that took Osama bin Laden out, it occurred in Pakistan, not Afghanistan, where the war on terror began. So one of the challenges is the United States, with the Bush Doctrine, said that it would consider any country that was harboring a terrorist fair game as far as being willing to enter and fight. But the war on terror really was being waged in Afghanistan, not Pakistan. So when this occurred, that brought up a question of what the United States was doing in Pakistan and if that was an okay mission to carry out. Regarding that operation, this is the famous photo from it, and this is a number of key individuals carrying out the operation, including President Barack Obama, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and Vice President and today's current president, Joe Biden. And what's important to note here is President Obama is the commander-in-chief, and he is the one calling the shots from the Situation Room. As mentioned, there were some challenges right from the get-go for President Obama, and the first thing to make note of is the continuation of the economic problems that were a part of the end of George W. Bush's presidency. So he inherits the economic problem, what has become known as the Great Recession. And he will issue and create the ARRA, the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. Included in this act is a number of things, but some of those items include tax cuts, aid to state and local governments, and then funds for infrastructure projects. Furthermore, President Obama worked to get through healthcare reform. Keep in mind, this was something that Bill Clinton back in the 1990s worked to accomplish, but he was not able to get that reform that he sought when Obama becomes president, he is able to get a health care reform worked through, and that is called the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, and often is referred to as Obamacare. One takeaway from the early part of um, Barack Obama's presidency is to make note of the increased government involvement. That's important to note because we see a reaction to more government involvement with how people vote in Congress. As for President Obama's approach to solve the economic problems that existed when he became president, the ARRA, or the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. You have an infographic here of some of the numbers. If you take a look at the right side, the far right side of the graphic, you see economic impact. It's showing you um, what it could be expected regarding the increased government involvement in the stimulus package that is the ARRA. And if you look at the far right side, you see estimated job growth. It's important to note that during the early years of the Great Recession, the unemployment rate went up, nearly doubled prior to 2007. And part of the goal of it was to get that economic growth, yes, but how does that play out in actual life? Well, one of the goals is to get people back to work. In general, one other thing to keep in mind here, this is the government trying to pump money into the economy to help businesses, to help people spend money. And this is called pump priming. When the government is spending that money, even if it is borrowing money, even if it is deficit spending, it is pumping money into the economy. It is called pump priming. That's it today. We will see you next time.